Number one, he was the first president to actually reside in the White House, where it is today.
You are correct.
Short period of time, I think less than less than 6 months. And the joke was that his wife, as they were building the East Room, was hanging laundry inside the East Room to dry. So just imagine that, and actually the White House at the time was just a very small White House right there, in Pennsylvania Avenue. The other thing, which I think is unique, is that out of all the first four presidents, he was the only one that never owned slaves, and that he was a devout abolitionist who raised his children as abolitionists and never owned any slaves, and that's why there was a big push forward by him to eliminate slavery and to really plant the seeds of eliminating slavery early on in the administration. It didn't come to fruition as early as he had hoped, but at least the seeds were there, and that was really the groundswell for some of the things that Rob was mentioning that happened within in his term as well as in Jefferson's term.
And I think, and you're going to go talk to Gronk again about this, I think Adams actually had inscribed something like in the mantle in the White House. And I don't know if it's in the tea room or wherever, which is basically a benediction for every other president who would come in after him, basically giving them a blessing and wishing them well. And it's still there in the White House. He's typing. And Adams, talk about a strong family tree for independence and our country's history. His second cousin is Samuel Adams, not just the brewer, but the patriot who really ran and organized the Sons of Liberty. He was a driving force for the Continental Congress to begin with, let alone independence. And of course, John's son, John Quincy Adams, became president himself in the 1820s.
Right. And the inscription that Adams had placed in the White House.
See that? Lou's got it.
It was on the day after he and his family became residents of the unfinished White House. He had an inscription placed, a benediction. It is, I pray heaven to bestow the best of blessings on this house and all that shall hereinafter inhabit it. May none but honest and wise men ever rule under this roof. It was carved into the marble mantelpiece in the state dining room in 1945. But the quote was then, it was a benediction that he had said over it, and which had been written in there and preserved, and then later inscribed into the actual mantelpiece in 1945.
Gotcha. Now, that's pretty cool. And I'd like to think that his benediction would have left us with honorable and good persons to be presidents after him. Let's hope that there can be honorable and good people and of good moral character going forward too. I'll leave it at that. I'll shut my mouth.
And this is where Rob and I have discussions.
Exactly.
But so again, it's just really amazing how you had such a, as Rob put it, and sort of bringing it all together again, this outstanding team of people that you had, the founding fathers, where despite their foibles and follies and their different things as far as whatever you may think of them, it was just amazing that you had these people together at this time, just unite behind a common cause and really form a country that in the 250 years that from the time of its inception has really changed so much, but changed so little. That the foundations that they built, that they set on, that it was a foundation not built on sand, but on granite. And it's from which everything else is built upon. And they really had such firm belief in it that they really did something that is unheard of throughout most of history. So, and I'll leave it with that.